Very many people are coming out to show happiness for the loss of Brigadier General Deus Sande. In fact, it shows that the UPDF soldiers are being hated for the comments they normally do when people are being shot at and killed. In fact, here's a tape.
Mukama bino ebikonge byotwala nga sibe twagala wali ku VIP wali ku Lusooto wali nakwatira ku nte watu ntusala bumi tusala mukwale magala kusala ku nte.
That is one of the people who came out to show happiness. In fact, you've spoken parables, wishing death to other top generals. It is very clear that there is a distinction between a national army and a political army, and UPDF has continued to show that it's an extension for the NRM to stay in power instead of serving the people. Not once, not twice, not thrice, we see army generals coming out to make political statements, which is not supposed to be the case. An army is an institution of the state. The state must remain intact, even if we get multiple government changes. To an extent that even Chekiti, when he was preaching in the mosque, he came out to caution leaders to remember that day when people will be happy or people will be sad when they lose lives. Chekiti said this.
Ainalla gwe yakajjulula abadde aduumira enkambi Kasijagirwa ekyamazima mu nsasire nkujjaganya ng'ofudde. Kyakwegendereza nnyo empangala yo n'enneeyisaayo tekemanga abantu okujjaganya ng'ofudde. Otherwise Nabbi w'ekitiibwa Muhammadin sallallahu alaihi wasallam agamba nti abafu balimu emiteeko ebiri, mulimu mustarihun, mulimu agenda okufa awummule, ne mbamu ne mustarahun agenda okufa ensi emuwummule. Bino yali alabula nze naawe kuba n'abafu babiri ogenda kubeera aluwa. Enneeyisaayo naddala ng'ekulembeddwamu okukkiririza mu yakutonda n'ebikolwa ebirambika obukkiriza yegenda okufiirako ensonga okubeera awummudde. Era n'enneeyisaayo n'obugayaavu mu kukkiririza mu yakutonda egenda kukuviirako ensi okuwummula. Saba Allah w'ekitiibwa okwetuuza buli muntu ssekinnoomu. Otherwise faayo nnyo weetuuze ng'omu. Ani akutonze? Lwaki akutonze? Ye aya eri kanjikuddiremu mmalirize nayo. Ya ayuha nnaasu wange we nnaayitibwa omuntu ubudu rabbakum, tewatondwa kunoonya ssente kuba obulamu ekyamazima kye bwetaaga ennyo ekisookerwako si ssente. Ensigo z'okukola zisere mmeka z'osaasaanya zoonoonya? Omutima gw'okubanga gukuba bulungi sente mmeka zoonoonya? Sisitimu y'amaaso, sisitimu y'ebyenda,
That is Shekiti. So the purpose of this video, I've come to show you how the army is mismanaging politics because of one man. In fact, is even becoming a problem. I normally tell people that the moment any leader decides to use the army to protect him, the moment you put the army at the center of politics, that same army, there is no country that has ever put the army at the center of politics and that country has not run back into a failed state. There is no. Because the army must remain a national asset to guide national interest, not an individual. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about General Deus Sande. What means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials you can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, it started when I think that this norm has not started today, but it was more pronounced after the November riots, and the late General Tumwine came out to say that the police has a right to shoot and kill you. When his death happened, people slaughtered cows. Ordinarily, it's not what's supposed to be because we must not dance on people's graves. But if you danced on somebody's grave, that anger is the one that prompts the same people to dance on your grave. In fact, the family of the deceased is the one to be affected, because if you die, you can no longer know what is happening on earth, but your family is fixed. It's not that every general who dies, people come out to become happy. It's only those who normally don't show pride, who normally dance on the graves of very many Ugandans who are seeking for change, because very many generals and those in the UPDF are being used as an extension of violence, of perpetuating torture, of settling political scores, contrary to the penal code. Okay? Because at first it was a certain general who died. The happiness was not so pronounced. When Sande died, it was pronounced because he was remembered as a regime protectionist. Even in this election, very many candidates within Masaka came out to say that he even went in the talent center, of course, to exert pressure. But what is the use of a general going in a talent center? Tell me one thing. In a democratic country, those people don't even engage in partisan politics. Okay? So, very many people are attributing it to social media, saying that it is now pronounced. But some Uganda came out to explain this, that it's not the first time. Even those who used to dance on graves of others have ever been affected by this. In fact, some Uganda said these statements.
Kufa kw'omuntu nze mu ddiini yange ey'obusiraamu tukuyigirako, era eddiini etugamba nti muyigire nnyo ku bintu bibiri. Ekisooka kwe kufa. Okufa tukuyigireko teriiwo w'amaanyi gankomeredde. N'olwekyo muyise bulungi abantu. Golooza lwaki Kasijagirwa bwe yafa abantu tebaajaganya? Si musirikale si yali ne ranka z'amagye n'abakuumi. Sala waye bajaganya kufa kwe. Kasita wanaabeerawo mu Uganda abakungu abakuumwa ne balya bulungi ne bavugwa bulungi ne wabeerayo abantu abalanga bali wansi buli ekikutuukako ne babaga nti enjuyi ekutta omuliro teri agenda guzikiza.
Condemn this practice because it is inhuman and immoral.
Siwagira abantu kujaganya ng'omuntu afudde, si kya butonde. Naye ate bwe bajaganya teweefuula ntomanyi lwaki bajaganya. Abali mu gavumenti bamanyi ne beebuzaabuza. Nze constituency gye nkiikirira ekira, abakungu ba gavumenti mwe basula bajja batusamula ku nguudo n'obutaala yomwe ali mmotoka 3, temuliimu ambulance ya gavumenti n'emu bweti. Kakati nga tebabalaba abakuumi emmotoka konvoyi alwala n'ogenda ebweru ne bakujjanjaba.
That is Semju Nganda. So we must reflect upon what we do in our country, because people, most especially those in leadership, have tried to build a lot of anger in the masses. And as the anger builds up, the moment the masses will decide to use the anger, it will be too late. We shall have an ungovernable state. Just imagine when Bobi Wine's home was attacked, the anger that was built in his children and the support of Bobi Wine and his close relative. Do you think it has gone away? So if they one day rise up to use that anger, it won't be contained. Even the mightiest of the army would not defeat it. History is replete with such scenarios where strong armies are run down by mere masses who have a lot of anger. So government should understand the effects the army and the police put in the masses. Of course, it's my opinion. My name is truly Mr. Makindi Kabir Sulaiman Magal. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.